This is the glute ham raise focused hip extension on a back hyperextension piece of equipment. To set up for this, what we want to do is get this pad to where when we're laying on it, it's just below the level of the belt line. And then we have our heels up against there. So Trevor, I'll have you go lay on that. We want about a 15% bend in the knees here. So they're not fully locked out. And he's focused on keeping his whole foot flat, but really feeling his heels press into that platform there. He's going to start in a position, he can put his hands on his hips if he wants to start, and he can just get a little bit of that hip tuck, trying to reach these back pockets towards the backs of the knees right here. That will help neutralize his pelvis. And then go ahead and cross your arms across your chest there, Trevor. Keeping his head up, he's going to drop down nice and slowly, right to about there, and then keep this position as he reaches those back pockets towards the back of the knees as he comes up, focusing on his heels, right about there, very nice. And then come back down, very, very good. Controlling the movement, owning it. He's initiating it by bringing these back pockets back, keeping this slight degree of flexion up here, right to about there. You should feel a ton of glute, a ton of hamstring, especially this upper hamstring right here, which is responsible for creating that hip extension. The most common mistakes we see on this first would be people extending their knees all the way, and then you're actually going to give less leverage to the hamstrings and glutes to work that well. So we want about a 15% bend in the knees. The other thing we see is people actually come up a little too high, and it's less than you probably think you need to in terms of how high you need to come up. If you do, you're gonna extend that back more than your hip, and then you're going to just get a lot of low back and less glute and hamstring. So make sure that you're only coming up so much as to where, if you come up, right about there where he's in line and he's in that relatively full hip extension. But if he goes beyond that, he's just going to use more back, and there's really no point to it as it relates to this exercise.